Hi, one SBR Sports Picks. We are the odds couple. His name is Mike Brenner. My name is Peter Loshak. It's today is February 27th. Mike Brenner. March Madness
26th?
is
Oh, no.
27th.
Okay.
March Madness is one day closer than you even thought, Mike Brenner. And we're continuing our coverage of seeding trends for the NCAA tournament. Right now, we're going to take a look at the 14-3 seeding matchup. And Mike Brenner, one 14 seed winner. One 14 seed has won outright in each of the last 4 years, and two years ago there were two. So the last 4 years have been 5 number 14 winners straight up.
Does that trend continue?
Yeah, so that's a little bit, obviously a little bit fluky, but clearly this can happen and is likely to in any of these situations. The 3 seeds that I'm seeing right now projected by Joe Lunardi. Are Arizona, Florida, UCLA, and Florida State. I'm seeing Duke projected as a 4. I'm thinking they might be a 3 seed or might even rise higher. West Virginia could easily rise to a 3 seed. So, it's hard to say exactly.
I think those two teams both will. I think so?
Duke
and West Virginia will pour it on. I think they will move up to the
So then who's going to
3.
drop out? You think maybe Florida?
I think Florida.
Yeah.
I really do. I got a feeling Florida will. And you know what? Arizona, the way they played against UCLA, they may be dropping out as well, Pete. You don't know, But they have a power rankings, obviously. And, it's kind of interesting. Arizona's number 35, Kentucky 36, and Nova number 37 in the power rankings. And I know that has nothing to do with with these brackets, but it makes me wonder though which team can have an edge as we move forward and who's going to drop down. But I think Arizona and Florida are both capable of falling.
Yeah, all right. Well, if they are 3 seeds, or even if I guess they're 4 seeds, those are teams that we might. I feel like a lot of times, if there's not outright wins by the dogs, there's covers by the dogs. Overall, they've only been 12-12 ATS over the last 6 years. The dogs and the favorites in the 3-14 seed. But again,
tough one to pick.
Recently, it's been favoring the dogs pretty significantly. 10-6 ATS over their last 4, and like for example, Arizona was earlier on a neutral court, a 14-point favorite over Santa Clara. Much earlier this year, they won by 8. Yeah. So I think you'll see a lot of stuff like that.
I think so too, Pete. And the neutral court plays a big factor in these games. Let's not forget that as well.
Yeah, so. Florida State, for example, lost to Temple outright on a neutral court, and those are the kinds of things that we might see. So if you think that one of these, if those are the 4 teams, Arizona, Florida, UCLA, and Florida State, which ones do you think might be vulnerable to losing outright? I guess Florida and Florida State,
I think
right?
Florida State, because they've proved all year, Pete, on the road, besides this last game when they pulled out a 1-point victory. Besides that, they've been a Jekyll and Hyde on the road and at home. So I think a neutral court's going to go against them as opposed to playing in their favor.
All right, the lines for this is where the lines tend to be a little bit uncertain. Sometimes you see lines like 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Other times you still see lines like 13, 14, 15, like you see in the 2-15 matchup. If UCLA is a 3 seed, and if they start playing defense, they might be a team, because they've just recently started to find a defensive identity, and they might look to continue to establish that in the first round of the tournament. They might be a good bet as a favorite if they're a 3 seed.
And I'm going to be watching them close going into the tournament, because if they play anywhere near defensively like they did against Arizona, which let's not forget, Bryford, the coach, Alford, Steve Alford, he said defense, we have to buckle down on defense if we plan on doing any damage and moving forward. So I think they're going to do that, Pete.
Yeah,
and,
they can score. And you do something like last year, for example, Texas A&M was a 13-point favorite over Wisconsin, blew them out by almost 30 points. So that does happen as well. So I tend to look for with the 3-14 matchup, I tend to look for in general, I'm looking for dogs with value, and I'm also looking for faves like UCLA that will get a margin win.
Because offensively, they may find that spark that they had in the beginning of the year, Pete. And if they can start playing some defense, look out. Dangerous combination. I like that.
Yeah, 2014 Syracuse, again, was a 13-point fave, blew Western Michigan out by 24. So it's actually a lot of the double-digit 3 seeds that I look for as good favorite bets, as opposed to the smaller ones where it's the 8, 7-point favorites.
Now, let's not forget Syracuse, since you mentioned them. They got blew out by Louisville this weekend. All right, that's another team that this year, a neutral court and an away game plays against them. They do not have any advantage with that. That team is totally different at home. I like to fade them as well. I think that loss was mentally hard for them to take. I really do.
And Florida State, also another team that had a big home field advantage in the regular season, 11-3-1 as of right now at home, 4-7-1 ATS on the road and at neutral sites. So,
exactly.
look for things like that, big home road discrepancies, or home road / neutral site discrepancies.
Sure.
Yeah,
But I like with Duke though. I think they're going to end up a 3, but even if they are a 4, there's another one that I like to come out early because they know that they underachieved the whole season.
Yeah.
But everything right now is hinging on Grayson Allen. I just had a report that said this injury is worse than it's being revealed. So a lot
who knows
plays
who
in.
they'll be matched up against?
Yep.
Who knows who will stick as a 3? Who knows who will fall? But definitely, if UCLA continues to play good defense and they're like a double-digit favorite against a team like I don't know, like Wisconsin, Green Bay, someone like
Sure.
that, then I might look for them to get a 20-point win and cover.
Exactly. And Arizona on the other end, if they're a big favorite, I'm probably going to fade them early on because that team has not been covering. They got a lot of issues right now.
Exactly,
So,
just like happened with them on a neutral court against Santa Clara.
Yep,
All right, Mike
exactly.
Brenner, I'm
Good
excited.
stuff.
That's our coverage of the 3-14 matchup, seeding trends for the NCAA tournament.
I love it, Pistol Pete.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.